My first 75 days has been very busy and yet thoroughly enjoyable, because I've got to meet and work with some of the most dedicated people I think I've come across in my career thus far. These are people that are ready to go out of the door at a moment's notice and respond to the emergencies that are out there, either fires or floods or rescues, and then many other things as well that we do in the fire service, such as supporting the ambulance service in the NHS. So I've made a point of getting around as many of the fire stations as I can to meet the different watches, and of course different watches are on at different times. I think I'm up there around about 65% of the organisation so far. So I've been doing pretty long days. So I get up early in the morning, I work in the headquarters and I work out on stations, but I operate on a model of visible leadership. And I have been out there making sure that I connect with my people and highlighting to them that they can speak to me. And one of the things that I've done as a result of the Fenella Morris report is to establish a very clear line of communication for my staff using a confidential email system that they can contact me direct if they feel uncomfortable, if they feel bullied or harassed. And actually that's proved really fruitful, because I've been able to speak direct with some of the people who have had some problems, and some of the outcomes that have come from those discussions have been very, very powerful for me to understand the organisation. And also I think we've resolved quite a few of the issues, not all of them, but quite a few of the issues there that people have. And a lot of that is simply communicating and being listened to, which I think is very valuable for people, particularly when they know that the chief is sitting there in a room looking you in the eye and listening, and then demonstrating that I am active and that I will respond to things. You can absolutely change culture within an organisation. That's my speciality. I've got a PhD in organisational culture. I've delivered big organisational change programs in my former life, and I'm really pleased actually with this organisation and the mindset that people have, because people have been shocked by the Fenella Morris report. We are at a juncture in the history of this service in which people are very much ready for change. They don't want to be dragged through the media. They recognise that change is required. I'm in a position where we've built a strategy. What am I on day 75 at the moment, and we have already built a strategy. I'll be delivering that to the commissioners very shortly, and that strategy is all aimed at making sure that we provide the best service we possibly can, and then also changing the culture. And I've been brought in as a specialist in culture change, so I contend that you can change culture, but it doesn't happen overnight. That's the important thing to understand. It also requires people across the whole organisation to hold a mirror up to themselves, because this isn't just a question of, oh, there are a few bad apples and you deal with the bad apples. Actually, it's making sure that right the way across the organisation, we understand the values by which we live. So how do we go about making sure that we've got the vision and the mission right? It shouldn't just be my vision, my mission, and my values. We have tested this. We've had many, many workshops now with our people. And what we do is we make some propositions, we test them in the workshops, we bring them back, we reshape them, we go back to people. And that's been really successful. And I've been particularly intrigued and delighted by the energy that people have put into those workshops. Because I've been to many workshops in my time. There's a real energy from people to make this a juncture in the organisation in which we go forward and we step forward into a new era for South Wales Fire and Rescue Service. I am most excited about actually the whole of the organisation and the fact that we're building a very, very ambitious strategy, and that ambitious strategy is aimed at both operational excellence and a really quite dramatic culture shift and a mindset shift in the organisation. And what I'm delighted about is just the energy that I witness every day amongst really professional people who are collaborative, who engage with the public. They're very compassionate, and it's just a delight to work here. So